Welcome to the Next Week podcast, episode 39. I'm your host, Aidan.
I'm your co-host, Mary.
You had a good note there.
Yeah, I didn't think on it until I had already started talking, and I was like, "Ooh, let me harmonize real quick." I'm co-host and soprano harmonizer.
I got to figure out what my natural my natural note is.
Yeah,
So I do have this note that I talk in. I just don't really know what it is.
I actually don't know what I do not think I would be a soprano when it comes to singing.
An alto, probably.
Yeah. What is it, alto?
Like the highest, I think.
What? I thought soprano was the highest.
Maybe soprano's higher than alto. I don't know.
I don't know. But I bet there's an online test we could do. That would be fun.
I'm perfectly fine. I have no real curiosity about
That's like you and not knowing your blood type, too. Like, this is just as important. You have to know. Like,
I don't know my blood type.
Like, someone might, 1, need a blood transfusion, 2, need to stand in a choir. And you're not prepared for either of those.
I mean, I've given blood, but they just kind of know what to do with it.
Yeah, but usually...
When you do that.
I've had where they send it back and they tell me what blood type I'm in. But no, not when you give blood, but when someone... I don't know... After the apocalypse happens and someone's in dire need of a blood transfusion or like getting blood, and then you're just like, oh, I don't know. And
yep, that's what I would be like.
Yeah.
That's exactly how it would go.
Pretty much as it stands now with you not knowing. And you don't, yeah. Okay.
I tend to not, I have no desire to ever turn myself into data. Ever, right? I don't record all of my runs and workouts and put them in Excel sheets and all the video stuff that I do. Yeah. I don't track that at all.
Yeah, try to not have a digital footprint for sure.
Not at all.
Yeah.
No digital footprint. Mm-hmm. I'm off the grid completely.
Yeah.
And clearly.
I respect that about you. Yeah. So I interrupted you. You haven't done your intro yet.
I haven't done the spiel.
I got distracted by my beautiful harmonizing.
Well, if you're listening to the audio version and you're like, oh, I wish this could be a video. There is a video. They're on YouTube at Next Week Cast. Yeah. Because YouTube has ats now.
Because now if you're just on audio, you can't see that I got this big shadow from the microphone on my face. I should have mentioned it before we started.
You're allowed to adjust things.
Well, I kind of, I don't know. I have to sit up. Okay, sorry, continue. Something's got ads now.
Oh.
Everything?
Ats. Like AT, at sign.
Oh.
Like handles.
Oh.
On YouTube. I don't think that's very new. I think that's at least a couple months old at this point, but it's at Next Week Cast. That's where these videos are.
I didn't know they had ats.
Yeah. They're not like heavily used, but like it's nice in the URL. Like it's not just, it used to just be like a random assortment of numbers and letters. Now you have like youtube.com/@nextweekcast.
Oh, but they do also still have ads, I presume.
Yeah. And you can mention people with their at. They do have ads as well.
They have both ats and ads.
So whether you misheard that or not, it holds true.
What about asps?
I don't know.
It's a kind of snake, I think.
I didn't even know that. How do you know that? And I
don't know. I think it is in a book.
Not that Mary's not allowed to be knowledgeable, but that's just the type of thing that I would know, and she might not.
Yeah, no, I think it's a snake. Oh yeah, it is. I was right.
Wow.
It's either that or the American Society of Plastic Surgeons.
ASPS. Uh-huh. The American Postal Service. American States Postal Service.
And then also, so we were on YouTube with the @ signs, and then the new Next Week News videos also come out daily every evening on TikTok and Instagram, and that is at Next Week News. And all of those are linked at nextweeknews.com on the interweb.
I'd say we'd be on here for an hour. That's part of it. But I'm not sure if it'll be a full hour today. I mean, you'll be able to see before you start listening. Yeah. So whatever it is. Just because we have some backlogs of episodes to post. So thank you to the people who still sent stuff in, despite it being a little unregular at this point. But we'll catch back up. This is kind of our catch up episode in terms of not submissions and stuff, but of us getting back on the regular cadence.
Yeah, we're gonna do a taste test of ketchup today. We have all the different kinds lined up.
And our Patreon theme for this week is appreciation for thrifting. We've had some good thrift hauls recently, and some thoughts on what's great about thrifting, because it's something that I never really had an interest in until I tagged along a couple times, and it took me some time, but I enjoy it now.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about the strategies.
Strategies. I don't have the strategies down.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what we're gonna talk about.
Okay. I'm gonna learn. You're gonna learn. We're all gonna learn.
Learn today.
We usually do our tweets segment at this point. I don't think anything really big has gone down on Twitter in the last week, though.
There hasn't really been much going on.
No.
So it's been pretty dry.
For real though, I've had the realization that any bad screen time habit I've had has just like any bad habit that I've had has immediately just switched back on in the last week. This is your listener. This is your sign now. Just look at your screen time, see what you're at. Let this be the impetus for you to maybe try to snap back to pre-election screen time regulation.
Mine was kind of the opposite because I had to like turn everything. I was like, no, let me get off of my phone and let me turn everything on, like, so it would, because I instinctually would go open stuff, but I turned it so like it would be like dark, whatever, screen time, whatever they call that. And that after that day, I was like, wow, that was really nice not being online all the time. But I still definitely am returning a little bit back to normal, but like I still have that on there, so it's still a little bit of like,
well,
it helps a little bit.
Speak for yourself. The doom scrolling has gotten real. I don't think there hasn't been a lot of comedy tweets in the last week.
Doom.
I guess there have been some.
I've had a lot of comedy tweets, but not like news-ish.
Yeah.
Ones.
So we don't really have any tweets that could have been next week news to share. I don't think. No shout outs either. Sometimes people send in that it's their birthday, so we have that little segment there where we give you a little shout out. If it's your birthday in the next week, let us know.
We'll sing to you,
and we'll mention it about 7 minutes into the episode. Well, we'll jump to the couple of submissions that we have for today. Oh, we have the advice segment first, right? We have one person asked us for some advice this week. How holly jolly will this year's Thanksgiving be?
It's never any holly jolly.
Sometimes Thanksgiving can be kind of holly jolly.
I guess so.
If it's snowing on Thanksgiving, which has happened before.
It has. Then the holly jolly meter goes up a little bit.
Yeah, holly jolly meter goes up quite a bit, but considering that it's like, it was what, like 70 plus degrees, maybe almost 80 degrees like a week ago here, in probably maybe one of the coldest spots that a lot of people live in.
I don't know. I could see it snowing by then.
Maybe
it's been like solidly
That's
chilly.
in like 2 weeks though.
Yeah, and I could see it snowing. You should we'll come check back with you next week. You should know. And I should know, being the weather person here.
Oh yeah.
So moderately holly jolly, kind of depending on the weather. I know I will have I will already have moved past Thanksgiving decorations, at least in my apartment, and will have those decorations up by Thanksgiving, so mine might be a little bit more holly jolly than others.
Not just before Thanksgiving. Well before Thanksgiving.
A week and a half before Thanksgiving. I could have done it on November 1st, so this is me being generous to Thanksgiving.
Someone's always got to be the first person to have their Christmas stuff out every year.
I've been walking by, saw people have their trees up. Yeah.
Yeah. So people, the early adopters have taken to it, which now opens the door for the people who then are waiting for that to follow.
Yeah. There was a new grocery store that opened up by me, and they opened, it's maybe been a week or two now, 2 weeks. They opened at the beginning of November, and they like just opened with all the Christmas stuff up and out, and I was like, whoa, what is this? Like, it just was interesting to me.
That was pretty wild. Yeah, that was like before Halloween.
Yeah, it was before Halloween. I was like, what are you guys
the
doing?
Day of Halloween was the day that we went there to check it out.
Yeah.
And it was all decked out in Christmas stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe they weren't anticipating opening that early.
I don't know. I was like, I mean, I get it, I guess, but also now they don't have to worry about it till.
But they were like decked out. Like they could have, like, I know that decorating for Halloween would have been a little last minute at that point because they opened a couple days before Halloween. But like to have all the Christmas stuff out at the very beginning, that was an interesting move.
They could have held back a little bit at least. Like the window clings, they could have not put up.
They had all sorts of like whatever you call those, like wreaths and like not like in wreath circular form, but just like the things that hang all down, the greenery.
Ornament?
No, just like the green vines of pine, whatever those are actually called.
What are those called? Like tinsel, but it's tree.
Yeah, well, tinsel is just like the very thin.
Yeah, like that, like a rope
stuff, right?
a rope of tree, whatever that's called, right?
Yeah. There's a word for it.
Yeah.
I think we're both blanking on it.
Instant search. Rope of pine tree?
Christmas decoration. Just word vomit into Google and see what happens.
It showed up. Incandescent Norfolk pine and tree. Garland. That's
the word.
Yes.
The garland.
Okay. Ooh, those are beautiful. I better exit that out of that.
They had a lot of garland out there.
Okay, so the answer holly jolly depends.
I'm thinking this is probably going to be one of the lesser holly jolly Thanksgivings.
Probably.
In general. But you never know. I mean, it's still a rough forecast at this point.
Yeah, I feel like holly jolly, like Thanksgiving, I don't know, gets less holly jolly every single year.
Are all the holidays just slowly losing their magic over time?
Pretty much. Yeah, I think so.
As it goes from a time when you can just be a kid and tag along, and every single year it gets further and further from just like the showing up and having fun.
Maybe that's why. I thought maybe it was just the universal thing. Yeah, I guess for like a 2-year-old, it's still continuing to get more holly jolly.
I feel like the peak of Thanksgiving is when you can just be an absolute menace at the kids' table. Mm. You're like full on in nephew mode. You're like maybe 10 to 12 years old, and you're just a little rascal.
Nephew mode.
Yeah, you can be in niece mode, but I feel like nephew.
I don't think I ever was.
Nephew mode, it kind of has this rabid nature to it, I think.
Oh, I know what I can picture.
And that's like the peak time to be a nephew. Like you somehow end up dirty at Thanksgiving. Like you're dressed up in nice stuff and you end up dirty.
Yeah.
Stinky.
Sticky.
Oh, sticky. Yeah, absolutely.
And probably
sticky.
A little stinky. But sticky. You somehow get the rim of red around your lips. Knock over. Tree, step on a dog's tail.
Just evil stuff.
Yeah. But like not on purpose. You're just being a nephew.
Just being a little rascal. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's like the peak of childhood holidays is like 10 to 12 years old. Because you're aware of how much fun you're having and how little you have to care.
Yeah. You're like, this is different than normal days. Mm-hmm. And you're maybe not going to like cry when you leave.
You might.
You're still on that threshold that
you're neither happy about going there nor leaving, but the being there is peak.
Yeah. But like a 6-year-old or something is much more likely to cry.
Yeah, 6-year-old's not going to have a great time.
Yeah. Well, no, they would have a good time, but leaving, they would throw a fit. Mm-hmm. I think they could have a good time. But because they just like run. I feel like,
well, a 6-year-old's going to be kind of scared of all the family members they don't know. A 12-year-old does not care.
But like they kind of get in cahoots with like the 10, 12-year-olds, but like they're just kind of like pretending like they think they're like playing with them and they're all excited. I don't know.
They're just getting trampled in like living room football.
Yeah. Don't really have a lot of kids in my family right now.
Neither do I. I'm just trying to remember what it was like. I didn't really like. I was among the oldest in my family, so I never had the experience of having like being a small child and having larger children around. Because larger children have no concern for just like demolishing a smaller child.
Yeah.
Like they will like the small child is usually dragged away screaming when it comes down to the post dinner I don't even know what I've used rascal a lot, but just the horseplay that goes down, the hijinks and the horseplay. It's a lot. So maybe if you're like 12 years old, this is as holly jolly as it always is. But
12-year-old listeners.
I don't think we have many 12-year-old listeners. I hope. I think the lowest threshold for like when Spotify and like really all the social medias will start segmenting people is like 13 years old. If it's for below 13, you've got to be on a whole different side of the thing. Like you got to be putting disclaimers on your stuff.
Yeah.
So if you're 12, congrats on breaking through the wall, all the things all the firewalls they have in place to keep you away. Impressive.
Okay, well, that's the advice from next
And for
week.
listening to 39 episodes of the podcast.
Maybe they skipped ahead.
That is the advice
This could
from
be
next
their first
week.
one.
We'll jump into the submissions now.
Fitted sheets now can be properly folded every time without hassle. That is from Anonymous.
So a fitted sheet. I think I've kind of discovered the hack of a fitted sheet, which is that you never have to put it away if you only have one.
That's what I was thinking as well. I was like trying to think of the last time I folded a fitted sheet, and I was like I just put it right on my bed.
Away. It's always where it belongs, and that is fully stretched out over the mattress.
Yeah. But I have recently also realized that people have more than one like sheet and like bed stuff. Like the fitted
Sometimes
and the
people
regular
cycle
sheets.
Out dirty things with clean things.
And I was like, that's actually a good idea.
Without washing them every single week.
Yeah, because then you can maybe put it in the hamper or you can wash it, but then you can put the other one right on, so it's less of a hassle of like, oh, now I have to wait for it to be done washing, blah blah blah. So I'm kind of into that. I'm into that now. I'm wanting to venture into having more than one like main fitted sheet, but
I'm still not really at a phase in my life personally where I can have extras of things because there's really just nowhere to put them.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, because if I put my extra on wherever I store it, it's just gonna be like shoved under my bed in a suitcase and be really hard to access. Mm-hmm. Which is actually where my extras are now. My extras kind of like suck though. I don't use them. They're my backups if like in desperate times. But
yeah, extras just get jammed into places that are extremely close quarters.
Yeah. But good to know that now if people who do have extras can properly fold them without hassle. I don't know how that's going to happen.
I'm excited for this to be something that becomes a convenience for me.
Yeah. Like is it a fitted sheet's going to change? Are we just going to be more scaled, or just like, oh, no, you can just do it?
I'm thinking they finally decide what form they are. Because they're very formless.
Yeah, like the shape. Like, what is their shape?
Like when you lay it flat, maybe it'll like consistently look like something.
Yeah, because
it'll decide how it naturally wants to go.
It's very blob-like, right?
It is just blob-like. It's an amoeba.
Like it should be a rectangle.
It should be, or if not a rectangle, like a rounded rectangle. Like it can have some roundedness to it as long as it has some regularity.
Because that's like what it is. It's a rounded rectangle. But that's not what it appears as.
Maybe I do think it loves to keep its third dimension.
Like up. Oh yeah.
A lot of fabrics don't necessarily hold on to their third dimension as strongly as a fitted sheet wants to.
Yeah. That's a good point.
So maybe it'll finally get over that.
Or maybe it'll venture into 4D.
Oh no. Folding through itself from our point of view. That just becomes impossible to wrangle. Have you seen the rotation of a tesseract? Have you ever seen that video?
I think so. I think you showed me.
That bothered. If a folded sheet started doing that, I'd have serious problems with it.
I don't even want.
I think I'd just put it in a trash bag, throw it in the donation bin, go get a new one. No, none of my sheets are finding their fourth dimension.
I don't even want to explain what I meant when I said 4D, because I just was thinking about 4D movies.
Anytime we say 4D, I transition to thinking about like volumeless, or I mean maybe just tesseracts, or what's the Mobius thing? Mm-hmm. The thing that I don't even know. It doesn't even matter. And you go to a movie theater where the bugs are like spraying air at you.
Yeah, that's what I was like. Oh, it like spits on you, or like it starts blowing around. It's windy, but yours makes more sense from what I said. But I was thinking like, oh, it's like a 4D movie. You get splashed or something. I forgot there's like other 4D meanings that make
usually
much
the
more sense.
The 4D is already in like a 3D.
Yeah.
You put the glasses on.
Yeah. I haven't seen. I do not know the last time I've seen a 3D movie.
What if you went to a 3D movie and it was 2-dimensional, but it still had all the annoying stuff, like spraying water at you and like.
So it's 4D without the 3D. Wait.
It's just 3D.
Oh yeah, it's 3D, but the dimension is.
But the third dimension is not depth.
And not
it's the effects. Yes.
I didn't know that was possible.
I'm sure it's allowed.
That would be funny. I wonder how many people have tried to like watch a 3D movie and be like, I'm not gonna wear the glasses.
Most of the time, I would like just be taking them on and off.
I would like kind of look. What does it look like? We should see a 3D or see if there's any 4D movies. But if not, let's see a 3D movie soon. Let's see Wicked in 3D. IMAX 3D.
Okay.
4D would be funny. You'd get. I haven't seen Wicked. I don't even know what to say. You may be like hit by a monkey's tail.
You might. I've heard the entire soundtrack I know that it's very much a musical.
Yeah.
I think I know every single song from it.
Oh, wow.
Well, because I guess reveal of childhood, I think my mom would play that CD front to back like at least once a week.
Reveal of childhood. You had a childhood?
It's got Defying Gravity on it, right?
Yeah, that's a good one.
I know that much. What else is on it?
See, my childhood, this is a grudge that I've always held, that my family without me went and saw Wicked, so they've all seen Wicked, and I have not. And so then my dad was like, oh, you can finally see Wicked now that it's in movies. I was like, yeah, thanks.
Can you pull up the soundtrack list?
Sure.
I'll tell you if I know all of them. I can just say yes as you list them.
But how do I know you're not?
Exactly. You just have to believe me.
No one mourns the wicked.
I don't think so. I don't
Dear
think I know
old
that one.
shiz.
I don't think I know that one.
The Wizard and I.
I know that one.
Oh, okay. What is this feeling?
I don't think I know that one.
Something bad. Is that a Taylor Swift song?
Is this like the new one or the old one?
Original.
Don't know that one.
Popular.
I know that one.
So you know the popular ones. Dancing Through Life. Did I already say that? No.
I don't think so.
I'm Not That Girl. One Short Day. You need to answer quicker.
If I don't say anything, then then it's not
One
ringing the bell.
Short Day. A Sentimental Man. Defying Gravity.
Of course.
Thank Goodness. Wonderful.
Is Leaving on a Jet Plane on that one? No, that's not on it, is it? What's that one from?
Is that even a musical song?
I think so. Oh, that is such a musical type song.
Glee. Just by John Denver?
It's in a musical. It's got to be in a musical. Like, it might be originally by John Denver.
That would be so funny in Wicked. They like ride on brooms and stuff.
Oh, I have no concept of what Wicked is other than the soundtrack.
Have you seen?
No.
Isn't it? Well, no. Isn't it kind of related to No, not Alice. No. Yeah,
Wizard of Oz?
Wizard of Oz? Yeah, isn't it related to Wizard of Oz?
You're asking me. I don't know.
This is embarrassing. We should cut this part out.
No, we got to leave it. That's the key to podcasting, is leaving the embarrassing parts so people can laugh at you.
That's...
What's Leaving on a... That was like played... Okay, this might be a very personal thing because it was played among all of the musical songs.
Probably.
So I just associate it with that type of thing.
No, it's literally just Denver.
It might have been the Glee cover of it that I'd always hear, because they all just sound
cover.
like such musical songs.
Well, yeah, because that's like a musical show.
Yeah.
I think I had a couple songs left. As Long as You're Mine, I'm Not That Girl, No Good Deed, March of the Witch Hunters, For Good, and finale, Wicked.
Nope, I guess I only know the popular ones.
Popular. You know, I'm not popular. Well, yeah, we gotta go watch it. So we can
maybe I can learn what it is. Now that I think of it, I did see a picture of like a witch.
Yeah.
So.
And yeah, and there's like the princess.
I think every musical to me is like, I just think of Annie. Every musical is Annie.
Okay. It is related to The Wizard of Oz. Thank goodness.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, because there's like the Wicked Witch of the West. Elphaba.
Leaving on a Jet Plane could be from Annie,
it's a
as far as I know.
It's a prequel to The Wizard of Oz set years before the original story. It tells the story of Elphaba, the Wicked Witch of the West, from her birth through her time as a student at Shiz University, where she meets Glinda and forms an unlikely friendship. Okay. Interesting. Oh, wait. This one says it's not a sequel or spin-off.
Extremely mixed information here.
Oh, maybe it's not. No, it's not okay, no, I think it is related. Yeah. It's based on the events.
Can we just jump back to the prompt being fitted sheets can now be properly folded every time without hassle? How did we get here?
I don't know. Should we move on?
Perhaps.
Everyone probably already knew all this about
I gotta
Wicked.
text my mom and see how Leaving on a Jet Plane got mixed in with all the musical songs.
Burned on the CD.
I think she just likes that song.
It's a good song, yeah. I feel like we were just giving all this information about Wicked that like everyone else probably already knows. It's just us not knowing.
You know that meme of like someone knocking over like a really tiny domino, and people just keep putting text on all like the bigger like
Yes.
You know that meme?
Yeah.
When it goes from like my mom mixing in the Glee CD with the John Denver cover in with all the musical CDs, and then the top domino is 20 years later, her son on a podcast thinking that Leaving on a Jet Plane was from Wicked.
Yep, that was some chain of events.
All right. Oh, we've got a global banana epidemic. That's all we have. That one's from Skidmore.
Global banana epidemic.
The GBE.
GBE, global banana epidemic.
I think this is prompted by the submissions link being overlaid with the
I've never seen that image before.
Being shoved in the suggestions box.
Yeah.
A lot of the images I post on there are just like I'll search screenshot in my iPhone photos.
Oh.
There are 3,000 results, and I just scroll back to like 2019.
Things were good.
Because none of them are currently like making the rounds, so they're kind of new to most people. Yeah, I think
it was new to me,
or they just don't remember them.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't remember any of the ones that I really post on there. They're just in my camera roll.
Yeah, I've got so many random screenshots in there. So like a lot of bananas.
Like I think we're just kind of seeing bananas everywhere. Is my take on this?
It's not something wrong with the bananas.
No, they're like the bananas themselves are kind of just contagious. Like banana leads to more bananas.
Oh. Wow.
Some sort of force is behind this. I think it has to do with the fact that bananas are so cheap.
Yeah.
You can get a bunch of bananas for not a lot of money.
I think it is called a bunch of bananas, isn't it? Good job.
You can use bunch however you'd like there. You can get like a bunch of bananas, as in like one bunch of bananas, or a bunch of bananas.
Yeah.
As in just a lot of bananas.
Oh, that's fun. I was thinking when I was at the grocery store, I was getting something for breakfast, and I was like, I had already gotten what I got. And I was like, I should have gotten just bananas, a bunch of bananas. Instead, I got muffins. But I was like, I should have just gotten bananas. What was he thinking?
Bananas are one of those foods that has disappeared from my life as someone who buys food for one. Like, why do they naturally come in like a 6-pack?
You can break them apart.
I don't do that. I can't do that.
At least at Trader Joe's.
Do they sell individual nanners?
Sometimes, yeah, you can. Well, they're in bunches, but like you can find some that are already singular or already someone else has broken off. And like I used to also be like you, and I used to be afraid to do that. And I still, if there's too many people around, I still try not to do it. I try to look for one that already only has like 2 or 3. But like as long as they're not all like wrapped up together, like you are actually allowed.
A lot of times they do put the saran wrap on top of it.
But that's what I'm saying. At Trader Joe's, they don't. You are allowed to break them off because they're like priced by the singular one.
Oh.
So, but also you literally just talked about eating a bunch of bananas like 5 podcasts
Yeah, that took
ago.
some effort. I was thinking I had to like plan out how I was going to eat all the bananas by the time that they went bad.
Yeah, you did say you had like 3 that day or something.
Yeah.
That's a banana epidemic right there.
Although I do have quite a bit of self-consciousness with the way that I act in public, but the grocery store seems to just not even matter. You could just do whatever there.
What do you mean?
People do whatever there.
No, you can't.
Just stop in the middle of the aisle and stare at stuff.
Well, they're
when people are like right behind you. Well, yeah. Or just like grab a bunch of stuff, like put it back somewhere else, like, grab some fruit, like look at it, put it back.
Yeah.
Like I'm not picking stuff up until I've given it a good preemptive look.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm with you. I also, I'm very aware when I'm at the grocery store. And like, if I want, because like, I don't want to get an apple that has bruises on it. So I try to, but I want to look at it. So pick it up. I like, well, one, I like look what I can see. And I pick it up by the tiny little stem and I like circle it around so people don't see me touching it. And then sometimes, even if it has a little one, I'm like, oh, I got touched it. I got to take it. Or one time I think I dropped one and I had to get it.
As soon as someone enters the aisle, I'm like, I'm in their way.
Yeah.
They can be down at the full other end of those big grocery stores. I'm like, got to move my cart all the way to the side.
Yeah. We just pick it up and move it, not even using the wheels. Yeah. Grocery stores they're stressful. And this global banana epidemic is not helping.
No, I think every aisle has to have bananas now.
Yeah.
Not even by choice. That's just where they end up.
Yeah, and what is this gonna mean for cartoonish slips on banana peels? Increase? I can only imagine.
That's really the only way that I can see it going.
Yeah, like it's not gonna decrease.
It's kind of just
not gonna stay the same.
It's a very linear cause and effect. Like more bananas equals more cartoonish slipping and falling.
Yeah. That almost happened to me once, actually. They are so slippery. And it makes sense because, like, yeah, the inside is, like, slippery. The outside is not, so your foot is just going to... And they're going to slip right and go zoop. I didn't fall, but, like, I experienced the slide of it once. And I was like, whoa, no wonder that's so dangerous.
You've never told this to me before. That's absolutely hysterical.
It was a while ago.
That's one of the funniest things you've ever said. You almost slipped on a banana for real?
Yeah, I don't know what it was doing on the ground, but...
People just leave them.
Yeah, maybe it's like in a lunchroom, someone missed the garbage. Classic.
That's a good spot for a banana peel to be.
Yeah. Alrighty. Okay. Next week, the government will insist that birds are definitely not government-controlled drones and to stop talking about it. That is from Anonymous.
Finally, someone's saying something. It's finally being addressed.
Yes.
I am someone who, I take a good look at a bird when I see it. Like, I take a good long look and see, like, I try to clock the bird's personality, see if they're cool or not.
I remind me of a tweet that I sent you.
And I've never, is it the stole a glance one? But I've never experienced what people see in that birds are like cameras.
Really?
I've never experienced it.
Not even with like pigeons?
I've exchanged many a knowing glance with birds.
Yeah, a knowing glance. Mm-hmm.
And they know back. I can
exactly.
tell that they know back. Not in a camera way, but in an animal way.
Okay. Maybe they all seem so knowing. You're just so used to it. You're like, oh, that's just a regular bird, regular pigeon. But like, no, if they're knowing...
Maybe like, they've got me good, but
it's like that dog bunny or like other doodles that like
a doodle doesn't know a thing. There's a human
inside there.
There's never been a doodle that's known a thing. Sorry, bunny. I don't think any sort of doodle out there has exchanged a knowing glance in any way.
But when you look at their eyes,
you ever looked in a dog's eyes and you're like, I know you could be a person.
Yeah.
Never experienced that with a doodle.
Really?
Not once.
A golden doodle?
Nope. That's like the least likely dog, I think, to have that look of like, you could know something.
You've never looked into their eyes.
I've seen plenty of doodles.
The tweet was, I can't say I've ever bird watched, but I've stolen a glance or two when the moment allowed for it. And I really related to that.
Who's that one from?
It was a screenshot of one, but it was originally from @placed_onto.
I knew it.
Jackson.
That's one of my favorite people on there.
How do you know everyone on Twitter?
I don't know. I've been on there for a while. We're not like that's not like a mutual. That's not like a long time mutual, but it's someone who I follow.
I never look at who the tweets are from, which is funny. I don't think it was me this happened to, but someone else like had sent a tweet to their mom or something, and then like you don't look at usually what the @ is, who the username, but it was like something like some really like inappropriate whatever their username was, and that's like shows up all big when you send it to someone. And the mom was like, from blah blah blah. And so now when I send it to people, I'm like, wait, let me check and see
like
what
the
the
first
username
thing
is.
Maybe it's because I'm someone who posts things online, but I like to know who's posting things.
Yeah, we're just different, I think.
I suppose.
I don't have time doing that. I gotta maximize how much content I'm consuming. I don't have time to look at the.
Don't have time to stop and read. Just gotta scroll.
Yeah, don't have time to look at the.
Give it a quick judgment. Be on your way.
Yeah. Yup. So stop talking about the birds. They're not drones. And that's final.
We have one more submission for this week, and it's, oh no. I aided all the grass, all gone. Sad face emoticon. And that one's from Cicer.indipidee.
Have you ever eaten grass?
I think one of my earliest core memories as a kid.
Corn memories?
Core memories, not corn. It's grass. Was laying on my belly on the swing, swinging back and forth and just taking chomps of grass every time I reached the bottom.
Like you would grab it with your hand? Or
no, just with my mouth. Because it was like a low swing.
It must have been long grass, yeah.
It was long grass. I was swinging, I must have been like 4 years old, but like one of my earliest memories is being on like that swing. It's a really low swing, just on my belly. And as I'm going back and forth, I'm not swinging high. Just going back and forth and just taking chomps of grass. I thought I was a cow, I think.
Yeah, that is cow behavior.
It is cow behavior.
That's so funny.
That's one of the... I'm not sure how true that memory is or how much my brain has made it up over time.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure I was just chomping on grass.
To make that up, you had to at least have chomped once or twice.
Yeah.
Or at least been trying.
I'm pretty sure I chomped some grass.
Yeah.
And I think I threw up. I think it was a swallow and throw up deal.
You probably eat like dirt and stuff.
Probably.
Bugs.
Pesticides.
Yeah, the pesticides, probably.
I had no concept of what I was actually doing. But I'm still here.
I do not have any memories of purposely eating grass, but like I know what it would taste like. So there's that. But I feel like that's a lot of stuff. It's like I know.
No one's ever made you eat grass?
Not that I can remember. I used to be good at holding on to peer pressure. But it's like I feel like I've gotten a bite or two. Or like when eating, I don't know.
Took a chomp or two in the moment allowed for it?
No. But eating like foods that are accepted that are grass-like.
Vegetables?
Yeah. Like certain like lettuce leaves or whatever. That not like lettuce, but like there's other stuff. I don't know. No, I don't eat grass. I don't eat grass.
I think Mary eats grass. I think Mary eats grass regularly.
No, I swear I have no idea what it would even taste like.
I don't know.
But now
you're changing your story quite a bit.
Now
here.
I'm not even gonna get the chance because this person ate all of the grass.
I know, what a shame.
All of the grass? Did a cow write this?
No, it's from Serendipity.
Yeah, but a cow could have stolen their phone, or that could be a cow's account, or a lot of other animals who also eat grass. I saw these. It could be a bunny. I saw these two bunnies going to town on some grass the other night. They were really eating the grass.
I saw a bunny. One of the bunnies around here not too long ago. I noticed that it was inside a ring of like much shorter grass than the outside. So it must have just been like rotating and eating all the grass in a perfect circle around it. I was like, that is awesome. Yeah. It's making crop circles out there.
Yeah. You should call the FBI and like move the bunny. Well, move the bunny, call the FBI and say, oh my God, there's an alien circle here. I think something landed here.
Well, the animals that eat grass have to eat a lot of grass because there's so little nutritional value in it. So you have to eat a lot of it to get anything out of it.
That's probably why they had to eat all the grass.
Yeah. Oh, for a person to get any value out of it, you probably got to eat a whole yard at least.
But like the factor of like eating all the grass, I'm imagining all the grass in the world. But like by the time you get like halfway around the world, the other grass would have grown back already a little bit at least.
Not with the right technique.
Okay. Like if you get it by the root.
No, you got to get the whole root, like
yeah.
the whole thing. We're using the whole blade of grass.
I've never been good at that.
You never been good at uprooting the whole piece of grass and eating it?
In terms of like picking weeds or stuff, I've never been good at getting the whole root. It's so satisfying though.
Have you ever while like sitting around in the grass tried to like very slowly pull at the blade and get the whole thing to like perfectly uproot?
Yeah, that's nice.
It is nice, and then like it perfectly slides out and like you get the whole thing. Yeah. That's a good feeling. I spent a lot of time with coaches lecturing me just pulling perfect blades of grass out of the ground.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can you can feel it. Like, you don't have to be looking necessarily, so you can be blankly looking at your coach while your hand's behind you and you're sneakily pulling perfect blades of grass out of the ground. That was a great thing to do to pass the time while you're being yelled at for losing.
I should have played more outdoor sports.
That's another core memory. I forgot about pulling perfect blades of grass out of the ground.
It is fun when you're just like sitting in the grass at any time, and then like after like 5 minutes goes by, and then you're like, oh god, I have like this giant pile of like grass scraps in front of me. Like it looks like people can tell I've been pulling at the grass. Let me spread it around. So they can't tell that I've just been killing all the grass around me.
Maybe that's why Little League fields are never good, because kids are always just yanking at the grass.
Probably.
Well, that's all the submissions we had for today.
Yeah, I hope you enjoyed the grass.
We'll be caught up with the episode posting shortly, but thank you to the people who sent stuff in for this week.
Thanks.
And we'll see you on the Patreon episode, or we'll see you next week. Do you have an outro song? You have a wicked song to lead us out with?
Popular, popular. Have to do